Hello everybody, this is Cloud11630 for Fantasy Works Gaming. Today I'll be bringing you a 3v3 Joust on the MOBA Smite. For those of you who aren't familiar with Joust, Joust is basically a conquest that features one lane instead of three, and 3 players per team opposed to 5. Today I will be playing with two of my friends, Airs0119 and Reaper Jeremy. Whenever you first begin a 3v3 joust, your most important aspect is your team setup. I find the best team setup to have at least 2 people who can deal range damage to make your poking efficient, and then 1 person who can heal. You can replace the healer with a tank if necessary, or even if it's preferable, but this is the way that we like to do it. So, starting items are very important. And I feel that it is important to buy meditation, so that it raises your sustain. And we have Ra who can keep us healed, so we can stay out there longer than the other team and maybe get us a quick advantage on tower damage. Typically, you want to go right to get your healing mage the magic buff, but you want to make sure that whoever you leave in the middle lane isn't going to end up 1v2ing or 1v3ing and getting an early death. So right now I'm just going to go and try to poke Thor. I missed there. And basically just keep them on their heels. We don't want them to get too aggressive on us, where Neith isn't exactly much of anything until mid to end game, and Ra doesn't become a big damage dealer till the end of the game either. So it became a little bit impossible for us to go get the magic buff, because they would have probably rushed in on Freya if I'd have left. So I just stayed here. Now the reason why I like to take Neith is because of her end of game power. It's really quite ridiculous. I can usually kill a character with about 4 basic attacks around the end of the game. So if I use my one ability, I can stun them and then just hit them, and they pretty much just die. It's a little overpowered if you ask me. But right here you can see them getting aggressive, and they have to back up real fast. Now, usually this is where you get a 2v3 going on, and I'm guessing the other team didn't want to give up that just yet, because whenever we step to the side, Thor comes back, even at his low health, which is pretty much suicide. It's not a very intelligent move. I find the game more fun since it becomes kind of grindy around levels 24, but around level 20 through 30. So it's best to play with a friend. Right now I'm going around back so Thor can't run away, so I can cut him off if he does. But I kind of wasn't paying attention to my level and how it's still going to be pretty difficult for me to take out these minions. And I won't want to use my first ability yet because I didn't want to not have it for when Thor came back. But Thor came back, and I guess he had already made it to his base before I got around, so he had full health coming at me. And he comes up behind us. Now whenever he starts doing that twirl, a good thing is to stun him with your one so you can run away. And then you turn around backflip because it gets you away really easy. And right now I'm kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard spot, because Rod just now went back, and then I can't leave Freya here to defend by herself. So I have to kind of stay around. Which, if you just use your second ability and hit a few minions, you can get a decent amount of health back at the early game and sustain a little bit longer. When Raw comes back, just signal to him you need your heal. He'll give you a heal. Right now, it's not really that effective, but it still gives you like a third of your life or so. So, like, Inform Your Raw, the abilities to upgrade, well, of course, his ultimate mainly, but when he doesn't, he needs to keep his number 1 and his number 3 parallel. Your number 2 isn't very important yet. Kind of upgrade that last, but it is very important that he can heal us a lot, because without a tank, you got to rely on your sustain to win. Ra's a good choice because he covers 2 aspects. He can heal, and he's a minion clear, which will help him even if he's not getting kills, level up early. Now, Neith's a character that if you get her fed, then the other team should probably just give up, because, like I said, her basic attacks do as much damage as the other one's special attacks. And she leaves these little leaves down on the ground. And if you use any of your abilities in that area, they're my bad. They're higher powered. Such as if you use your 3, then you'll gain more health and do more damage. If you use your 1, it'll become a spread attack over just singling one target. And right there, Thor uses his twirling ability and would probably have done massive damage because I had already used my backflip, but luckily Rock healed him. So right now I'm just going to try to go do some damage on Kaung to see if I can get him to leave. You see, that's what happens when you leave multiple people against one person defending. They leave, and then you pretty much got free reign at their tower. Luckily for them, Thor came back in time, but he hadn't known that. That was just an amateur mistake. So usually his backflip's just used to get away, but I like to use it to draw out abilities. When you know someone's going to use their ability when you get close, you just run up to them, backflip, they'll use it and miss. Very effective against Ymir's freeze because everyone knows that move is ridiculous, especially if the other team's powerful. And right there, once again, I get damage pretty good, but look how Raw keeps me still up front so I don't even have to leave. Once again, just stun Thor when he's in that. And when you stun whenever you're using Raw and Neith, if you stun somebody, it leaves Raw's ultimate just an easy hit. And just as another example right there, I thought I was going to have to go back, but I ended up being able to stay because of Raw's healing. I ended up going back anyway just so I could buy items because they didn't really need me then. Now I like to buy, no matter what character you use, you pretty much buy whatever boots are available first because usually those are the most balanced items on the game. But I like to set up my Neith as a crit. Now you could buy Heartseeker, which is kind of a minion killer thing, but whenever you're playing with Raw, you don't kill the minions, so there's no use of even getting it. Right now, I'm just trying to stay back and get a snipe, because I know they're all just staying in their tower anyway, and I'm not going to do much damage up there. I'm sorry. And, just waiting for my team to do a little bit of damage to Kaung, which right now, they're having a little bit of problems. Frey threw him up. Kaung gets a little bit of damage done to him, but I'm trying to get focused on him, and I can't find him. He stepped a little too far back. And I keep on locking on him, and right when I get to where I'm going to shoot him, Raw takes him out, which is perfectly fine. It doesn't matter, as long as somebody gets the kill, really. I hate when people complain about getting their kill stolen. Now, right now, I draw on him. I seen him winding up, I put my backflip up, I stood there as I was easy bait, and when he came down, I backflipped. Backflip is, a lot of people just use the backflip to get away from people trying to kill them. There's a lot more to it. See? Free store, wait for him to go up, boom. Right there, it's just, you don't use your finisher a whole lot anyway with Neith, so it don't really hurt to waste one here and there, and I was just trying to get a kill to get my levels up. Because right now I'm really trying to get Neith to be fed, because, like I said, once Neith gets fed, it's pretty hectic for the other team. Frey is also a massive damage dealer, so everybody pretty much works good with Neith. Neith's a pretty balanced character. A little squishy, but, her abilities make up for that. And right there is where your meditation comes in handy. Instead of having to go back, I just used it, full mana. Now, around the mid-game, once you get to like level 11, 12, you don't really need it anymore. But it don't really hurt that much to buy at the beginning, because getting an early start is always really good. See, you freeze Kronos, and I can heal him a few times, he has to back up, do my backflip. It slows them and I get away, so I was just allowing the rest of the team to attack. The game is definitely a lot funner if you have friends who play it. And even if you don't, just get somebody into it. It doesn't take too long to really get the hang of the game. It'll take you a while to get good at it, like good, but it'll only take you about, 5-6 hours of playing time to where you can compete. Especially if you're starting a new profile with new levels and the way the matchmaking is and such. It's really suggested for parties of people, just get on Skype or something and voice chat with your whole team. I'd say Joust is my favorite game mode. I like it. It's a lot of it's like strategic, but it's not like Conquest. The problem with Conquest is you can't really solo drag your team. You know, if you, say you take like Zeus or somebody and you guard mid lane, even if you go 35 kills and one death, your team could still lose just because nobody else could guard their place. While on this, if you got somebody who just is an absolute beast, you pretty much win. I just recently gotten into PC gaming. I'd always been a PlayStation guy, and then like a couple months ago, my friend Justin, he's not playing in this game right now. I'm sure there'll be videos with him in them though. We were actually talking about doing a dual commentary once I get a couple videos up, and he just asked me to. Actually, I went to his house and he was playing this game, and I liked the look of it, so I downloaded it and played it, and then downloaded some other games on Steam, and well, now I haven't touched my PlayStation in 2 months. A lot cheaper too, because they don't come up with a new system every month. Well, I know it's years, but still. And like right there, I tried to snipe, but I kind of got body blocked by Kronos, which I should have seen coming, but I wasn't really worried about it. Like I said, you don't get many opportunities for your snipe anyway. It doesn't really hurt you too bad to waste one. Right there, see how you're like without the backflip, I die right there. That's why it's so useful, and that's why I like Neith, because she can pretty much get out of everything. I rely heavily on not dying, because while you're dead, you're not getting points for the minion kills, and it's just harder. Once you get your Deathbringer maxed out, start on Rage. It also raises up your crits, and once you get Deathbringer and Rage maxed out, you start becoming a little overpowered, because each of your basic attacks start doing hundreds and hundreds of damage. Right now they're attacking your tower, but that's not going to last long. If you come into a situation to where there's a god attacking your tower, the first thing you want to do is get away. Get away all the minions. Kill the minions. Don't even worry about that god. Kill the minions. And if he's targeting the tower, abilities don't affect the tower. So he's going to be using basic attacks on the tower. If you can body block one of those basic attacks, the tower will target them and then run them out. So that's always helpful. Right there, you seen Freya trying to go in real hard to get I forgot which one that was running away. Kaung. Trying to get Kaung, and well, it didn't work out, but her ability allowed her to jump back out of the circle, so she didn't really take any damage. Like I said, the main reason why we're ahead in this game right now is because of our massive ability to poke at them, which they also have 2 characters who can do ranged attacks, but we have 3. And right there I kind of stole a kill from Raw's ultimate, but like I said, it doesn't matter as long as somebody gets the kill. Right there, once again, Thor comes in, does some major damage, but I'm allowed to get out thanks to my backflip. Very useful ability. Never use it if there's people that could be ganking or whatever, but if you see all 3 of them, or you know where all 3 of them are, you can just use it to get out of, to slow down people and do a little bit of damage. Like right there, I seen how both of them were dead, so I knew I could use it in the 4-2. The lower the health goes, the more scared, worried about it they get, and the more gunshot they get. So any little bit of damage you can do is always helpful. Right now we're just kind of waiting on the Raw, waiting on him to come throw a heal up for us. But with Neith, your second ability will give you a little bit of health, and that's always good, especially if you can get it on one of your weaves that you left behind. I'm not 100% sure how the weaves work. I'm pretty sure that you get one when you kill a character, and one lays when I backflip. Right there's what snipe ability does. My snipe allows me to shoot anybody from anywhere on the map, and it's automatic hit, unless another character body blocks it. But technically, you're still hitting them. See, Raw gives us some of that. We can stay a little bit longer. Clears out waves of minions. He's very helpful. Right there, down goes Raw. Down goes Kaung. See, I stunned him, and then Raw just had... It was like shooting a fish in a barrel. It's really easy. Right now, we kind of got them all... We're kind of becoming a little bit fed now. And that's when it starts getting really bad for the other team. See? It's a little bit ridiculous, especially whenever you got Raw, Neith, and Freya. Those are 3 characters that you can't afford to let get fed. Freya's already a little OP'd anyways. She's probably one of the top 5 OP characters on the game, I'd say. She's right alongside, like, Loki and such. Right now, you know, we just do a little bit of poke damage to the tower. Now that ability right there is damaging. If you're good with Kaung, it really helps any lane-based game. Because that tornado does massive damage. The only downside to Kaung, because he has an escape ability with his 2. He speeds up and runs away. He has a slow ability with his 1, and then his tornado. His only downfall is that his finisher, his ultimate, it's too slow. It's really easy to dodge. You should probably never get hit by his ultimate if you're far enough away. If he gets real close up to you, then it's going to hit you. That's the thing. Kaung's squishy. You can't really get up close. Although he's hit Freya a few times on this one with it. But it's okay. She's trying. I just love that right there so much, how Ra can just single-handedly destroy the whole wave of minions. It don't take very long either. Once he gets about level 10, he just kills all the minions. Maybe even a little earlier than that. I haven't really used Ra a lot. I'm sorry, I have a little bit of a cold, so I'm going to cough throughout the video. Right now, I'm trying to line up my first ability with my weave. You see Thor coming up, like I said, I backflip out, which actually saved me from Kaung's finisher too, surprisingly. Me and Ra are running away. Kind of waiting on him to throw up a heal. Guessing he doesn't. Yeah, he does. Now, the good thing you do with Kaung is you place a tornado inside the heal. See, he tried to do there, but he was too afraid to get too close. So, he kind of just got the edge of it. But, whenever Ra throws up his heal, naturally, all the characters will flock toward it. And whenever they do, you just throw up a tornado. You're going to hit all of them for way more than you're going to heal. Kronos' ultimate, what it does, is you go into a ball and you kind of rewind time for yourself, and you'll get your abilities back, and you'll get health back that you've lost in that amount of time. The only problem is it has about 1.5 seconds wind up. So, you have to use it a little early or you'll die. Right now, we're just trying to kill this Phoenix before all our minions die. He targets on me, and he's doing a lot of damage, so I just backed out. And we notice he's almost dead. You know, we're debating on if we should go in or not. And we were going to wait for our minions, but then we seen them coming, so we just had Ra go first because he had full health. And then right there, I left a little early, but I felt I needed to. And right there, Freya gets hit again by the ultimate of Kaung. You kind of get into the game and you don't notice it's coming, but if your situational awareness is high enough, you pretty much dodge it about every time. As long as, like I said, he's not too close. Right here, this is just another example of Neith being overpowered in this. See, he comes, I hit, it's about 390 right there. Kaung, you know, we both had about the same health starting out. Come in, hit him a few times, flip, and then here comes my snipe. That's a good combo. You flip to take their health down, and then you snipe them. Right now, you got 2 of them dead, so it's just a Thor. He can't be too aggressive, which helps. So right now, I'm just going to use that on a stack of minions. See, it does a little bit of decent health regeneration. Once your minions get flaming weapons, they start doing a lot of damage to the gods too. So it's really good just to... it's really good just to follow them in and let them do some damage. But right there, once again, Thor does some damage. I backflip out of it to save my life. The backflip saves me more times than anything saves any character on this game. So Ra sees I'm a little bit down on health, throws up that. You see, it regenerates my health about, I don't know, up to about 3/4. So they got 2 characters dead again. There's only one. He kills him. Now we're going to do some damage to the Minotaur. You go in. I do as much damage as I can, but for some reason my team didn't come with me, so I had to back out a little bit. So I draw him out to the front, so he's on in their base. And Ra throws up a heal, which Thor counters, but I got away because Ra is a little bit too overpowered for them right now. Too fed. And now it's just easy pickings for a Minotaur. And Lots of ranged attacks, some healing. Never leave your guy all by himself to guard a tower, and it's pretty much easy wins for Joust. Right there we get the victory. It was a pretty good game on our part. So, the all-around known Neith victory dance. A couple of good games, and that's the end of it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.